but I still fight doubt. And the only person that's gonna stop me is me. But once I overcame that fight, can't nothing stop me. I can't die. I'm immortal. Rejected, neglected, I feel disrespected. They told me go left, I didn't learn the right lessons. Been hard on my grizzle, my hustle got deadly. Y'all rap about shit I done murdered already. Ain't changing my image, focused on my vision. Hard-headed, don't listen, fake love, I ain't with it. This path I'm committed, slip up but ain't tripping. My mind always spinning, ain't talking about vision. Just run me, my digits go broke, I ain't limping. It ain't come to me, so I had to go get it. I came from a city with niggas, it's vicious. The love be fictitious, see hate from a distance. It made me a fighter, got pushed to my limits. I took a few L's and then got so discouraged. With God as my witness, from whence I was forged. No Golden Gate Bridge, but I came back a warrior. I came back immortal, invincible even. My faith is much higher than what you believe in. They wanted me gone on my soul, I ain't leaving. Spoke life into every verse you receiving. My music lives on when my bones turn to dust. There's power in words, so bitch you should hush. My mind overflowing in lyrical floods. Fuck building an art, you gon' need you a sub. I rose through the pavement, I stand on my morals. Been stabbed in the heart, now my scars are enormous. I took all your stones and created a fortress. Been fighting off demons that constantly torment my mind, and my thoughts are a little abnormal. Been crossing out squares that won't fit in my circle. Can't kill what I said, and this verse is eternal. With God on my side, I can't die, I'm immortal.
Yeah, Lord. Yeah, Lord. Man, glory be, glory be, glory be. July 28, 2024, man. Day you never been in again. Day you never been in before. Day you never be in again, man. I really hope you made the most out of it. My hat, goddamn cat. But anyway, I hope you made the best out of it, man. It's been an emotionally draining week. You know, we've been in this position before. You know, with the whole politics and Sonia Massey and things of that nature. It's just like this is not new. We've been here, and the fact of the matter is we're tired of being here. To that nature, it's so exhausting. It was like it was draining, and I'm sitting in here just watching all of this shit. Jen! I'm sitting here and just watching all of this shit, and the details go more and more and more and more, and it's like, do we even need to waste another day for tax dollars to be misrepresented, to give somebody within wrong to uphold their rights? Like, once we got deadlock information, the fact is we shouldn't have any more rights once it's a deadlock on it. We waste a lot of time. And the reason why, when we have people like the cop that killed Sonia Massey, it's profitable for the courts. It's so profitable. So much profitable for them that they protect those type of individuals, getting them to and fro, because they're an asset now. And it's funny, like, how those particular assets get treated versus those other assets that are up for far lesser offense and also very much innocent. We'll keep doing this song and dance because it'll never get old. It won't get old. It's not about right and wrong. It's about profit and loss. And the quicker you, the public, understand that the court system is a business, you might readjust a lot of the things that you're actually going after, especially when it's minute situations. You'll never be playing with house money with the courts. Never. But we'll make the fair attempt to do so and lose and then bitch and complain and moan on social media. And that's where we're at. But there's another situation where an innocent individual has lost their lives for no reason. And nobody wants to talk about the innocent people, right? And then when you do that, it's like, oh, they're guilty for something. Well, bitch, if that's the case, you're guilty for something, but you're not running around being shot or harmed. The innocence is based on the moment that they're in. But needless to say, I hope her family somehow, some way finds peace in this unfortunate situation. And I hope that court system understands that these type of situations don't need to go to court. They need to be eradicated same day. There was no need for him to go back as a cop, have a meal with family, get up the next day. No. He needed to be punished immediately because all the evidence is in. There's nothing to refute. We don't need a backstory. We don't need a soap opera entrance. And you don't need an extra dollar off this woman's death. It's that simple. It just is. Given the details of business, the main objective for business is to remain in business. Good, bad, or indifferent. Good business isn't always good business. It's just not. But if it's profitable, well, then it's good business. Business doesn't care about your morals. Business doesn't care about your feelings. Business doesn't care about your ethics. That's not what business cares about. Business only cares about the profits and the losses and how to profit off losses. It's a cold game. Cold game. And you're going to have to be even colder to play it. You can still wear a smile. You can still be friendly. You can still be cordial, polite, and the whole nine. But when it comes down to getting those numbers met and reading that bottom line, you can't be soft. You can't be weak. You can't be confused. You can't be lost. You know, it's business. That's all that is. Straight up business. Tough stuff, ain't it? Oh, no one must be asleep. She ain't brought her tail in here. I'm trying to get some people up in here. Jen, tell the people to come on around here, Jen. And oh yeah, as far as my politician views go, I'm voting for Charleston White. If you don't know, if it ain't white, it ain't right. Charleston White for president. Everybody. Uh, uh, um, why is this missing words? Jesus Christ. What the hell happened, Jen? What the hell happened? Oh, man. Let's see if I can get Tasha in here. See if she feel like joining me. Oh shit, I'm gonna let this all. Y'all just gonna have to deal with this part today. Why do people try to sell drugs via DM? What the hell, Tasha? When people trying to sell drugs via DM, that's, that's the wrong place. You actually be better selling it on the corner. What the hell? Oh man. I mean, if it worked, I guess you better off being a, a DM prostitute. Ain't nobody really likely gonna snitch on that. But we had a discussion last night. I was trying to figure out why women are so comfortable with suggesting sex toys to other women. It just didn't add up. That shit just didn't add up at all.
Yo,
What's
what
up,
up?
bro?
Ain't
hmm
nothing, man.
Talk about that discussion we had on TikTok. The damn girls was just suggesting toys. I'm like, you ain't gonna ever catch no fucking man doing no shit like that.
Oh man.
And then when I asked you, like, yeah, you better not. I'm gonna expose your ass. And I was like, right, you're supposed to. Just sit up there, like, yeah, it tickles your balls. Nobody want to talk about no shit like that with another man. What I think of what you sharing it, or women sharing sex toys advice, or which one? One I don't make. The way it's being shared is like crazy. Your best friend bought you one. Wait. What was your thoughts when your friend bought you one? You was like happy, or were you confused? Multiple toys. That's wild. That's wild. If I had extra, I'd probably get my homeboy a motorcycle or some shit like that. I ain't finna go get him no goddamn sex doll. You're a little confused. Okay. Listen, you the first one. These motherfuckers last night was excited. It's like, hell no. It was just like, is it something that just goes on? Like you just fucking just this is my friend. I'm gonna go to the sex store and buy her some toys. And them shits ain't cheap. And I be thinking like you could have bought her a t-shirt. she would have, she could wear it out in public. It has a more solid use. She threw a whole weekend bash for me. For your birthday, right? Not the toy. I'm just saying, shit don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. Shit didn't make no sense. What the hell? Listen, I'm not ready for all it. These, bro. Who can I sue? I don't want a lot of this shit. I don't want all this politician shit. I don't want it. Okay, she threw the bash for your 50th, not just out here rounding up toys for you. I mean, I can see it like this. Like if you're a younger man and you dating an older chick, and she just kind of get sideways, and you finna break up with her, and you don't feel like having like the I think we need to talk type of thing. You just kind of go on Amazon and just buy her, something, and then leave it on the pillow while all your shit is packed up and gone. I could see that. I could definitely see that. Especially in the age of pettiness, with everything being recorded and shit. So it would definitely be something for sure. Like old Mildred. Yeah, like you and Mildred, you didn't had enough of Mildred shit. So instead of say like she you might cry because you trying to be torn between what brought y'all together, because she got you that PS5. So you like, do I leave the PS5? Because most dudes gonna take it. They don't want nobody else playing their PS5. They'll let that dude, like, dude can have you. He can't have my PS5. We'll take that PS5 though. Or the Xbox One. Whatever his gaming console choices, whatever she used to get him over there. And so you about to break up with her. You know why you there. So you just go on to your Amazon and, order her something. When it comes, you just leave it right there on the pillow for her. Just like, boom. While you packed all your stuff, put it in the car, and you drive off and you block her number. So when she come home, she see it on the bed, and she look around and she see your side of the closet cleared out. And then she would just have to take a hint. Why it gotta be Mildred? What you want it to be? You think it's Karen and Sharon to get a toy to, like, wait? So you think it's caring and sharing if a friend do it, or like I'm trying to understand this. It's interesting having a whole discussion via comments. All right, so Mildred. Okay, then we're gonna call her Ursula or Ethel or Maybelle, Hattie. Any of those names are better. was those names better? Naming the toy Ursula? Get out of here! Wow. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. You ain't like Hattie. You ain't like Maybelle. You ain't like Ethel. How about Earlene? It's just pure randomness today. Let's see if I can get. I should say, y'all not incriminating me today. Lord have mercy. Y'all done got the damn girl scared to. This don't make no sense. Ursula. That's a name you could get mad at. Like the relationship could be good. You could just say that name kind of like with an inflex tone, and it's gonna be something. Cause Ursula. Why you say my name like that? Blah. We got on that topic because people can't stay on the topic. And the topic was literally about like shit that made us laugh on the internet that went viral or was a thing. We started out like with certain memes, and then I was like, y'all remember this one review? They remember it. And one girl remembered it, and she's like, yeah, not a fan. We like, what are you talking about? You're not a fan of the review or the person that wrote the review? She's like, no, I'm not a fan of the toy. And she's like, yeah, it's called this, it does this, that. And then she just started peeling out like suggestions for like toys. And her and another girl was going back and forth. I was like, what the fuck are y'all doing right now? Why would you do that? Why? What would make you do such a thing? So that's how we got there. And it just didn't stop. It just, and I was like, they was trying to make sense of it. Like, no, you can't make sense of that. And then they wanted to use the analogy, excuse me, of men do it with car parts. That's like, dude, first thing first. A dude may talk about an alternator, a carburetor, also like all kinds of stuff you may have to change on his car. But if he drives a different car from what I have, I'm not going to put myself in a position to tell him he needs to get the parts I got. Just not what's going to happen. And I said, that's crazy that another woman going to tell you what toy is going to please your cooch. It makes me wonder. And I love the lesbian community, but there's a lot of y'all that's hiding in the dark. That's right, I said it. Yeah, car parts. No, it's not equivalent to a PS5. Stop that. Ain't no man telling you to get a PS5 because what's it gonna do for you? It's like, hey man, you get a PS5, you can play from your house, I can play from my house. Unless that's what y'all doing with the toys. If that's what you're telling me, Jen, you get this toy and I got this toy, we play. Is that what you're saying? Make sense, Jen. I'm trying to understand. Oh, Tasha. Y'all but come on, Tasha. I find guys getting excited over gaming like y'all don't understand the ladies discussing what works. No, it's not the same, Jen. It is not this. It is not the same. It's nowhere near equivalent. Listen, dudes get excited about football, get excited about basketball. No man says you should like the Pittsburgh Steelers because it's my team and you'll love it. No man says that. You're here respect my team more so than you should like my team because of me. Who's your football team? Auburn. Okay. Auburn solid. I was more so my bad. Who's your professional football team? I guess you can't consider professionals now. They're getting paid well at that. Of course, it's more exciting. There's more teams and more divisions. NFL and NBA. The only professional sports that got it right. Soccer. There are so many, and UFC. There's so many leagues, so many leagues. Oh man, they got it right. Texas will be there. Texas will be there. Chargers in the '90s was pretty solid. Junior Seau. Uh, uh, was it Vernon? No, not Vernon. Not Vernon. Antonio Gates. It's a bad boy. Phillip Rivers. Drew Bledsoe for a little bit. Yeah, Chargers were pretty decent back in the day. They even though they've had their down period, it never was like atrocious. Never was. I think they'll be pretty solid. Yep, Junior Seau, R.I.P. That was a crazy story. My man had he was the concussion protocol. That dude had so many concussions, it was unruly. I don't think nobody should ever have to live through that many concussions. And I don't think he ever was ever going to get what he needed in life out of it. So RIP to that man. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. I think they were actually pretty good that year. Um, it's just that Dion was such the thing that San Francisco needed. Hell, if Dion would have got with anybody, that following season away from Atlanta that was like on the verge of they were going to the Super Bowl because he was that much of an impact. And I don't think people realize that Jerry did. Cut that check instantly. My Steelers, we had a run. We went forward, so we good. Yeah, they definitely were. Oh shit, my bad. Hold on, Tasha. Hold on. Something not right. Hold on. What am I missing? Oh shit. I had everything else with the last one. That's crazy. Oh shit. You know how many other people can't get in here? That's why nobody was showing up because the link was wrong. Oh shit. Oh fuck, I did it again. Okay. While we wait on Tasha, come up here and explain, what's going to go down August 4th. Y'all don't want to miss August 4th. Y'all don't want to miss August 4th. Y'all don't want to miss it. No. August 4th will be a monumental explosion for the channel. There's going to be so much to come out of it. It's going to be a great discussion. It's going to be political, of course. Oh, I appreciate you. I thank you. I just really need him to subscribe. Subscribe to the network, yo. Subscribe to the network. I mean it. I'm so for real. Subscribe to the network. We would love to have you over here on this side of YouTube, social media all together. Go ahead, TMAX_network on YouTube. Looking to be a sponsor, TMAX Network LLC at gmail.com. We would definitely like to have any new panelists as well. TMAX Network LLC at gmail.com. Hey, listen, thank you. Appreciate you, Jen. Really do. Let's see what she say now. Yeah, I'm not mad about that. Being on TikTok at all. TikTok is all right. It ain't all that. It's all right. Too much unnecessary censoring. I got a warning about somebody in my audience was violating. Like, well, why are you telling me? You blocked me from commenting, and all I said was, "What up, yo?" And that was enough to get me blocked from commenting. You banned a comment that was just a simple question on a video when I asked, "Are they lesbians?" So them not being on TikTok, good thing. Yeah, I would be okay with it if it was done in the right manner. Like, you just openly threatening people for no cases, but they just doing it for the fuck of it. It's always crazy. You have to, you have people overthinking, the way they speak. And then, like, when you read some of the stuff, we want you to be you. We want you to enjoy it. No, no, you don't. No, the fuck you don't, TikTok. You don't want people to be who they are. You definitely don't. 'Cause if you did, you would have a Twitter approach. X for all the new dummies that just don't know it's still called Twitter. Tasha, what is you doing? Baby, it is taking forever. Let me see. Jesus, child. Well, hello, stranger.
Excuse me, how you doing?
I'm early.
Hmm?
I'm early.
Early.
I'm early. That's how
I
I'm
don't.
doing.
Oh Lord. Okay.
Let's get right to it, Tasha. We ain't gonna hold you long.
Okay.
Uh, August 4th. It's gonna be a special day. Uh, you're gonna be here rallying people's souls, giving them
You know,
truth.
I really, I really hope actually to. And I know the last time I came on your show, I was saying my voice was hoarse from the RNC. Now it's hoarse because I'm in Las Vegas for my son's basketball tournament. I've been
Okay.
yelling from the sidelines because I'm one of those moms. So, um, I guess I just needed to not be yelling leading up to August 4th. But anyway,
I
no, I'm
mean,
I'm really hoping to um I guess open people's eyes to a different way of looking at things. And I'm not talking about trying to convert people to being anything they don't want to be, but I'm just talking about how to understand and not agree, how to navigate differences gracefully and be okay with having different perspectives and different decisions. You
right.
know, it's very interesting how, like, in my content, especially politically, I share my personal beliefs, my reasons, factually backed why, and that's it. But people are just like, they're so upset that I believe the way that I do, and they're trying to like. I'm in my head. I'm like, it kind of makes me think of my faith, honestly, or people that are trying to convince me that Jesus ain't real or something. I'm just like, it's okay that you don't want to believe in Jesus. I have no problem with that. I'm talking about my truth, my experiences. I'm not going to try to splash you with holy water every time I see you. So I need you just like, it's okay. But you know what, man? I really think the issue is the influence that I have, I
Mhm.
guess, maybe, and the platform, which really to me isn't that big. I know people that have bigger platforms, and I think that people listen to me, and that's what frustrates people. So if like I was just a person just saying, "Oh, I'm voting for Trump," and nobody listened to me and no one cared, then no one would care. So I really think it's linked to that. But anyway, my hope is um, to just invite people to not change their choice, but think
Have Discord.
differently. Just allow people to have their prerogative. Like, that's why we're in America.
A good friend of mine, Jen, says, "Good evening, Tasha."
Good
So,
evening, Jen.
um, yeah, I like you already know where I stand on the whole matter of it all. If it's just not beneficial to me, uh I'm not advocating for it. I'm not really screaming to be a support, and I'm not going to tell somebody not to do any of those things outside of whatever fits their business model and their mode about that. But August 4th, I am looking to um, see something of a great panel. I'll be backstage for sure, just soaking it all in and just watching.
Yeah, since actually I'm very excited because a lot of doors are opening. So I was actually reached out to by the Black Coalition, the Trump campaign's Black Coalition, to do like a "Why I'm Not with Her" video and to be go on Fox in a couple weeks.
Mhm.
And you know, and I told her, I said, well, let me double check because I don't know if you necessarily want me to, because it's not her that I'm not with because I don't know her. Like, I
Right.
don't know, just like I don't know Trump. I don't know. I know what the media allows me to know, but I don't know her. But what I can say I'm not with are certain policies and decisions that have made that have impacted people's lives in
Hmm.
a way that does not align with my personal beliefs. I
Right.
go, so that is, I'm not going to make this personal because it's not. It's not personal. It's policy. It's not personal. It's purpose for me. Just like I don't know Donald Trump. That's Melania's issue. I'm not married to him. Like, it's
Mm.
Melania's the only one that has to like him. Okay, so I don't really, but so the things that people are combating me with are literally personal stuff. Oh,
Hmm.
well, he said this and he's rude on Twitter. And I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? Like, to me, that's just irrelevant information. You don't have to eat dinner with him. You're not raised by him. Like I said, that's Melania's issue. And there's something in there she likes. So that's up to her. She married him. So I personally am not going to be attacking Ms. Harris, because VP Harris, because I don't know her. What I
Right.
do know is that there's a lot of things that she's not only said, but she turned into actions that have negatively impacted people that look like me, people that have the life I've had to live. And that's what I'm not okay with. Whereas a lot of the rhetoric from Mr. Trump, he didn't turn into actual policies against people. He didn't, yeah, okay, he didn't create a legislation that says we can grab people by the pussy now by law. Like, he didn't create legislation. I'm just saying, like, the things that were said
Might have got a lot of votes.
yeah, but I'm just saying the things that were said didn't turn into policy that actually can legally impact me and my family. And so
Right.
I just am like, it's not the intent, it's the impact. And so I'm looking at, the impact of certain things, the history. Like I said, I'm a facts over feelings person. So
Right.
when people try to debate me on their feelings, how they feel, I'm not going to do that. Yeah, she
Mhm.
dresses good. I like her hair. I like her Chuck Taylors and her pearls, but that's not enough for me to say, yes, you should run the country because your wardrobe and your skin color and your gender are right. Like, that's not enough for me. So that's something where, you know, I don't I don't know. I mean, I'm just going to be there. I'm going to say, hey, now, if she had all those characteristics and her policies and her track record were different, especially how they've impacted Black America, or, I have a lot of family members who have been impacted by the incarceration system, things of that nature, that would be different because then it would be like, okay, it has nothing to do. And um, I've never voted based on party. I've always voted based on policy. I've always
Right.
voted based on what best aligns. Not everything, because every box is not going to be checked on either side.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I'm like Malcolm X. Neither side really is for me, but there's one that checks just a little more boxes than the other. you
Right.
know, and that's just where I'm at. So anyway, I look forward to the conversation, and I don't go back and forth with people. I don't get angry. Like, I literally am comfortable. Like, hey, if you're a registered voter, you're exercising your right to vote, and you want to vote that direction, I respect that. I care more that you're engaged and you're voting than I care about who you're voting for. And in Washington State, there's 400,000 Black people, and only 200,000 of them are registered to vote, and only 87,000 of those people actually voted in the
Mm.
last election. So I'm more concerned about those numbers than who they're actually voting for. And that's just, that's it. And I'm sticking to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are some really
I know I'm not fun because I'm not willing to sling mud, but I'm going to sling truth,
no,
brother.
no, you good with me. I mean, why would I want to? You must not watch me enough for.
I'm gonna have to watch it more, brother.
I don't.
Because
I
people
don't
want me
really.
to. They want me to sling mud, man. They even try to twist my post and like add their take on things, and I just hide it. I don't even get mad at them. I delete it or I hide it. You're not going to use my post as a way to attack people. You're not doing that. I don't do that.
Right.
Like, I'm going to use my one vote to vote how I want to vote. I'm going to educate people. I'm going to speak factually, and you can do whatever you want to do with that. You just can't. Like I said, like, we don't have to sit on the back of the bus anymore. So I'm going to sit wherever I want. But if you're choosing to still sit in the back of the bus, I'm not going to stop you because
Right.
so that's just how I feel about it. Like, if, we have access to education now, we can read, we can do these things. But if you're choosing to still operate in victimhood and not tap into those things, I'm not going, okay, then don't do it. I will, though. Like, if you want to willfully spit on those who have gone before us to break ceilings and to do really actually do things that made a pathway for Black Americans. I'm not talking about being a figurehead. Hi, I'm the first Black this. No, they actually did stuff that opened doors for us. Then so be it. But I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
speak truth to power. That's all I can do. They're facts, and doesn't. It just is what it is. I mean, I I'll tell you, I have a friend of mine, which was very confusing to me because she's very big in the Black community here in Seattle. She owns, I'm not going to go too much detail, but I was in shock because one of her biggest partners is like a kind of, two of them are like second chance, like ran by former inmates who have gotten out
Mm-hmm.
recently due to new legislation. And her post said, "Are you going to vote for the Black woman or the felon?" And I was like, did she mean to write that like out loud? Like, and in my head, I'm like, tell me how you really feel, right? So it's very interesting, like the mindsets actually that are present when it's convenient to support, people having a second chance. It's convenient, but how you really feel is they shouldn't actually be doing anything, And I just was very like taken aback by
Mm-hmm.
that because I'm just like, I don't understand how. I, Man, this is what I'm going to say. Don't stop me from doing anything because I'm Black, but also don't give it to me because I'm Black. That's how I feel about it. So don't stop me. Don't say you can't do it. Don't redline me. Don't put barriers in front of me because I'm Black. But by God, do not hand out nothing to me. Don't give me a stool to step on because I'm Black. So
Mm-hmm.
no, like, I want the job because I got the job, not because you said, oh, okay, we have a diversity quotient we need to meet, so let's just do it. You know, and Seattle was really good for appointing a bunch of incompetent people to positions in the name of DEI and all this other stuff. And things are running down, people stealing money, and oh, we had to let this person go. And I'm just like, come on, man. Like, you know, like in the name of having brown faces to satisfy a crowd of people who are passionate. So I just, you know, I don't care who you vote for. Just read and research. Make sure you're actually registered and vote however you're going to vote. But you know, if you're not a registered voter, I won't even talk to you. So if there's anybody on this panel that I can't look up and a public disclosure that you're a registered voter, I won't even be having a conversation with you.
All right. So Jen says 100. His entanglement with Stormy Daniels impacted our lives. How? I mean, it was comical.
It was entertainment. Like I'm sitting here like I don't understand how running our livelihood somehow should be the person who gets to do that should be the person with the best hair and coolest outfit. Like I'm just confused right now. Like the fact that like I think last election they were bringing up Mr. Trump was orange. What does that have to do with anything? Like I don't even. I mean I get it. People are gonna make fun of people, and the people who are that have the loudest noise. It's public disclosable. Like I look up a lot of these people who have stuff to say, and they're not even registered voters. Like literally, I don't believe in a vote. Well, then why are you talking?
All right.
You know, so I'm sorry. Like you don't get to tell me about something you're not even exercising your right to have an actual real weigh in. You're swaying people in a process that you're not even participating in. That to me is unattractive.
So Jen says we're on an even election, so it's really more about who we elect to represent us in DC to pass bills policies with Kamala or Donald.
Yeah, well said. Well stated. I
Me
agree.
personally, I want to swipe the whole board clean. Just because
We got to get
I
Kennedy or what's his name? What's his name in there?
I mean, don't get me wrong. The, I like his approach to it just by throwing his name in there, not really going around. I get that. It's the business side of it. However, it's still something that's a little bit too familiar for me, and I think that we just need a whole new slate of fresh blood and talent on both sides of the mechanism that we call politics. Um,
Well,
too
we
many,
have to get rid of sorry, pardon
all of
me.
them.
We have to get rid of the stigma or the misperception that you need certain credentials to do it. That's what this because for me, as articulate and educated as I sound, I actually because politicians put all their credentials out there so much, you actually believe you have to have those to qualify to run for anything. And then I found out like I can run for anything except for attorney general and only be 18 and a registered voter in my state. I had no idea, you know, and so I think people think they have to have this credential, that credential, fought for the country, died in World War III and came back, you know, on the third day, and you know all these different things. Like we
Right.
actually believe that. That's why I love that movie Head of State. You know, with Chris Rock. I love that movie because he's an ordinary advocate, everyday advocate, you know, saving cats out of trees, fighting for his people. And he was able to, it's just a great, great, great play on politics. But he was able to win over the people because he was an everyday person with lived experience that had been a victim of these ridiculous policies. And you know, I love that. Like we have in Washington State, we have a candidate. He is a Republican candidate. He is a black man. And I'm very excited about him. The challenge is that the other, I guess, Republican component or opponent, he has name recognition due to being a former sheriff in our largest, most populated county before. And so,
Mhm.
but he basically is like, you know, the KKK with the badge. So anyway, tough on crime, you know, but uh, whereas the other candidate, Mr. Byrd, like he literally has like a started from the bottom, now I'm here. But he also has been on the other side of things. So yes, he grew up single mom with seven, you know, siblings in the hood. They had to flee because there was domestic violence in the family, you know, all of that. He dropped out of high school because his grades weren't good, went to the military, graduated from college, you know, had ended up being a Green Beret, all this different stuff, finished his degree. Now he's a successful businessman. He's overcome all those things and everything else. So it's like he's been in the food stamp lines. He has brothers who have been in Department of Corrections. He has brothers who used to be Black Panther. Like he's been all around it. And now he's on the other side of it, though, where we need to stop being victims and claim our legacy, right? And so
Mhm.
I'm like, man, like he would be dope, but it's all about money. Who has the money, who can raise the money, and the money is for visibility. So right
Mhm.
now it's like he's been campaigning for 2 years because the money just isn't there for him to be on every billboard and commercials and all that
Right.
stuff and send out mailers to millions of people every day. And so that's the other barrier to, like you said, breaking the cycle, getting in new blood is money. And those families that have that ongoing, it's almost like being in the English empire.
So,
Like if
so
you don't
now,
have the money, you don't even get a voice.
so now that I got you here, uh, who the fuck I gotta sue on either side? Because I'm tired of all them bastards texting me, asking me for my vote, and I didn't give them my goddamn number.
Well,
And I ain't
I would
signed that and said that they can contact me either.
That's interesting. Like I only get texts from places I've actually subscribed to, so I cannot speak to that, sir.
Nah, all the Trump emails and the Kamala Harris texts and I
I've received
don't want
nothing from the Democratic Party. I haven't signed up
I
for
want
nothing.
none of that shit.
I haven't signed up for nothing. So you can just hit capital STOP and they should stop.
Nah, I
I
don't
ain't
want stop.
subscribed.
I want sue.
Well, then you need to see where it's being sent from and sue them and say, I don't appreciate you using my information for your personal gain.
I need to tap some politicians' ass in the pockets. I need to figure out who is it. I need contact Ben Crump.
I'm just saying. I mean, the right person. I don't know. I can't help you. That's where my skill set dies down a little bit because when people do stuff to me, I know what to do.
Uh,
But I
so Jen says Kamala could get in, but if the majority remains Republican, how does that go? How is that going to play out?
The
Donna
majority of
could.
what are you talking about? What are you
Hold
talking
on.
about?
Still more to the question. Dagnam on woman, calm down. Let's
I'm
try to.
reading it right there, though.
Yes, but it was still more to it.
Okay.
Tease. Kamala could get in, but if the majority remains Republican, how is that going to play out? Donna could make it in, but the majority becomes Democrats. Same question.
And I said the majority of what? Because I read that whole thing. What is she
The
talking
House. The House. The House.
about? Oh, okay. Well, I mean, yeah, it turns into being ping pong because they can't push anything through. Now, Mr. Trump was, appointed a bunch of people to the Supreme Court, so he has his own way of superseding everything. Like
Shit.
he was really strategic. Everyone's like tripping off all this different stuff that's, being passed by the Supreme Court because he was smart and appointed a bunch of people that would work in his favor that supersede that. But you're correct. But that's normal. Her name was Jennifer, I think. That's unfortunately a battle that any president has. President Obama had that. I'm sure he probably would have got a lot more done, but like they were pushing back on everything. That man could barely get anything through. That's why I tell people all the time, why are you so afraid of who the president is? You do realize there's no such thing as absolute power in the US government. No one has absolute power. The only power they have is to veto something. But other than that, unless it's a state of a nation of emergency or something like that, they can't just fast track and do what they want to do. That's, the ignorance of the American people that they actually think the president, they have to get what they want done voted in by a majority. That's why
I,
President Obama was
I,
gridlocked. He was gridlocked. That man couldn't get nothing through. But
and
Obamacare, free phones.
and that's why I'm so glad you're here as a Republican to reiterate the shit I've been saying. It's oh, he didn't do anything. Well, not many politicians do, but the fact that he gave you the damn third grade fucking lesson on government and you ignored it and still didn't do anything about it, that's on you at that point. Because he couldn't go and vote for these people himself. So
Right.
he told
Right.
you
That's what I'm
exactly
saying. I'm
he
like,
told you
that's why I
exactly
would
what was needed. He said, listen, we have the presidency. Now I need you to go vote locally.
exactly. And that's why I have House rep and ultimately senator aspirations because those are really the decision makers. And believe you me, you get me. I don't care if I am the minority, and I mean a triple minority as a woman, as a black person, and as a conservative. I can be a very compelling person because in Washington State, one thing, the Democrats are 2 seats away from having a super majority, right, in our legislature. But the biggest competitive edge they have on the Democratic side is lived experience. So they're like, oh, these things happen to me. That's why I think this should happen. Everyone cries and they vote for it, you know? And so I mean, that's why I don't want to be president. I don't want to be the governor. I want to be a lawmaker. I want to be in the legislature. That's where I want to be. Period. I don't want to be the little figurehead. It's not that serious for me. I know where the power lies.
Mm-hmm.
For real. Everyone's afraid of the president. You should be, like you said, voting local. Who are your senators that are running? Those are the people that are going to either be for or against whoever you don't like, things they're trying to submit. But again, most people, they're so concerned about teaching if you want to be a man or a girl, or if Jack and Jill like each other, they're not teaching U.S. history, so no one even knows what's happening.
It says right. I was piggybacking off my election statement. I'm listening to TikTokers fight over the president, and he's like, she calls all the shots.
Exactly.
And it tells me that folks don't know anything about politics. Absolutely not.
Exactly. Yeah, they refuse to learn. And that's the thing about it. I was talking to some people on the panel. Oh no, not earlier. It was actually last night. It was a black guy. He claims to be Republican. He has a white fiance, girlfriend, whatever the case may be. And he was saying, "You people," and they was all up in arms. And I'm like, it was like, why aren't you mad? But I say, because you didn't make him clarify who the hell you people are. So you wanted to feel anger, and you made the sound decision to be angry. Me personally, I mean, I know I could do to him. I know I could whoop him all day, every day. That's not even up for a debate about that. It's just the fact that he didn't call me out by name. He didn't direct anything to me. I think it's just like going out in the open field and screaming fuck. Until you say fuck who, they go fuck you. Now you got to fight. Wow. Now you have direction. Now you know what's going on. So people listen for a reason to be triggered. They gave themselves permission to be triggered by certain things. So one girl's like, you know what you people mean? I was like, no. Because then she's quote unquote, I'm so sick of you fucking fake goddamn internet lawyers. Oh, well, I have a law degree. And so, in court, you say that. And I said, if you say that in court, you will have to then clarify who the hell you people are. That's how that works. All I gotta say is, bottom, like for me, I tell people all the time, when they're like, I don't do politics and I don't do all that. Well, it's going to do you, whether you like it or not. So everything we do in this life, everything that's said, unfortunately, is politically driven. And as Jennifer said very well, that like people actually understood, they would be more engaged in local. So I'm excited because a guy, he runs the Black Prisoners Caucus out here in Washington State. And he was recently released on some new juvenile legislation. He was in for like 30 years and everything, and he got a second chance at life. Anyway, we're going to be doing kind of a political forum that is more like, it's not necessarily, it's a nonpartisan, but it's just talking about being engaged. Like whatever you're going to do, just be engaged. Are you even registered to vote? Like, do your part, do your research, and read. And that's really more my stance on all of this stuff, is educating people. And people, like I said, man, they get so upset with me because I won't throw mud. Like they're mad at me for not throwing mud. I've had people comment like, you're too pretty to be a MAGA believer. And I'm like, thank you so much for telling me I'm pretty. I don't even address other stuff. Like, just, I'm not going I'm not doing it.
How does that work? How does that work?
A MAGA believer. I said, what are you talking about? I'm going to be pretty regardless of what I believe in. That's just because my parents, did a good blend.
Sarah Palin was too pretty to be stupid, but I mean, here we are.
No, it's true. Like I think it's just weird the things that, and then people like because I won't respond, they start commenting on random stuff that has nothing to do with politics. I'll be like, "Oh, my son had a great basketball game today. Yeah, and he would be able to play and know he has a black female president if his mom was voting for her." Like what?
Yeah, because the white president is gonna shut down black people from playing
I'm
basketball.
just like, what does that have to do with anything?
We know
I'm
that's
not
not
getting in
gonna
the
happen.
ring with you. I'm not doing it. Yeah, I'm
Mm-mm.
not. You were in the ring by yourself. Like I said, just like the atheists or whoever are convinced that a big explosion, some electrical explosion that they cannot recreate, made me be here on this planet. Okay, I'm not. It doesn't matter. If I get to the end of life and there's no heaven, I just go back to being an electric ice cube. Fine, but I would rather not find out the other way.
All y'all asses gonna become fruit.
I'm like, let me be great in my beliefs. I'm not pushing it on you. I'm not telling you to do it. I'm not doing any of that. It's the cigar and the glasses and the hat for me. I just want you to know that.
Howdy, ma'am.
You are definitely a Texan. But I really can't wait. I cannot wait because I know that, especially the way that it's being promoted, that people are going to expect me to go Candace Owens on Kamala Harris, and I'm not. So I'm not, I respect Candace. I respect Candace. I just don't like how she does things. I don't like that she feels the need to trample on black people or trample on people in general to make her point. She's very condescending, but it's
She
like her
ain't,
points are great, but she's just rude and
she
she.
ain't worried about no point. She worried about her pockets.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Who isn't? But anyway,
I
I don't have no
mean,
problem with that. She just signed
I
a
don't
bill.
either, but I'm just saying that's all it
I,
is. So
so what?
I,
So
I
what?
wouldn't listen. I'm
I,
not
I
bothered
think
by
it's great. I'm not I'm
I'm
not going Candace
not
Owens on
bothered
anybody.
by her because she's just a faulty entertainment
She's
device.
not
And
faulty. She actually has facts, but she's just
no,
rude as hell.
this was that she's a faulty entertainment device.
Oh,
Not
okay. Okay.
she's not faulty for her
She's,
method, her
she's
ways, or whatever.
beautiful though. She is beautiful and she's funny. Because I'll be like, dang, she is
I
so
well,
rude. She's
yeah,
rude.
yeah.
She's rude as hell. And I'm like, why though? You're too brilliant. Your facts are true. Like she's very factual, very straight to the point. I can respect that, but you don't got to stomp on people to make your point. If your facts, say your facts and drop the mic. You don't got to, you don't got to destroy people. But that's me though. That's probably the Christian in me. I just don't really feel like doing that to people where I don't have to do that. Like as I was telling my son this whole weekend, he wants to talk. He's an intellect. He's like, blah. I'm like, son, I'm gonna put you on the debate team and take you off of basketball if you do not stop. I said, your game will speak for itself. You are the tallest. My son is huge. He's 9. He's 5'6". He's gigantic. I said, keep the ball up high and score on these little dudes. You don't have to say
So you
nothing.
had a baby with Shaq and didn't tell nobody.
Man, well, my dad was 6'9". I think he has his recessive trait. And I'm 5'10". His dad's 6'3", and my other sons who are adults are
His daddy
6'4"
was
and 6'1". So we're just a big family. He's
his
little
daddy
to us,
is
but he's huge to everybody else.
Shaq. His daddy is Shaq.
No man. His grandpa was 6'9", my guy. So, but no, like it's just interesting. Like I said, just don't talk, just listen. Oh, isn't that a song? Anyway, but I was just like, don't talk. Just let your game show. That's how I feel. Like I'm just gonna let my game show. Like I'm sorry, I'm gonna sit there and be like, these are the facts. You want to know
Right.
why I have conservative values because of these things. I don't like the fact that my son comes home talking about he learned about rainbows, Skittles, and Care Bears, and I need him to make sure that he can get into the third grade with the right reading, writing, and arithmetic. I have issue with that. That's how I feel about it. It's factual stuff. I don't care what you do. I don't live with you. I don't care. I do not care what you do. But just don't like convolute basic things. School is for school. Okay, let's see. What did Jennifer say? Because she's cool.
Because folks vote based on what they
Yes.
see on the media, and the media sets up
Not toothless
interviewers,
rednecks.
toothless rednecks to see you is mind blowing. I mean,
Ah,
this
I
this
like her.
this
She's
is
cool.
this is
I
it
like her
was
a
a
lot.
yeah,
Yeah,
Jen's
she's the
family.
business. I like her. Please
Um,
come on August 4th. I will engage with your comments.
she definitely will. Um, we've seen it far too many times on either side. And that's why I'm like, I'm not aligning myself in none of these situations because that's not my business plan and it's not my business model. Um, I believe it used to be Toby Keith who used to just like switch back and forth between politicians uh, when he was alive. Um, but he had his viewpoint, he had his reasons, but then it was one point where he kind of went, you know, more off the scales with it, and it was like, all right, are you doing the normal thing that you usually do, or is this really like on some this is my country type shit? Uh,
It is my country. And here's the thing. Like, I don't understand why people always have to make it about people. Like, I had some lady comment on something and she was like, "Oh, well, Trump's not even a Christian. So how are you a Christian and voting for him?" I'm just like, "Oh my God, what is wrong with people?" He probably doesn't wear deodorant either. I don't care. Like, I don't care. I tell people
in
all the
my
time, I go,
opinion,
it's not the person, okay? It is the position, whoever aligns. So, like, for example, if I'm right now, I'm in this casino rest or hotel thing with my son because they're playing in Vegas. There is a food court. Okay. Now I have a certain if I want a certain taste, I'm like, oh, I want this chicken or oh, I want this. I pick the restaurant that has the most stuff in it that I would want to have. They may not have everything. They may have this, that. I'm like, okay, you know what? This one's most affordable. This is going to meet this, this, and this. Now, I could get something from there. I could get something from there, but I'm going to go with the restaurant that actually matches what what I really need, and I'm going to be satisfied when I walk away. Does that mean that, oh my God, you just love that restaurant and you're just in love with it, in bed with it? No, what? It's a food court, and I picked that one because it best
hmm
aligns with what my hunger is at the time. Like, I just don't know why people want to make it like so. Like, I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, okay, don't you have a cousin who was incarcerated in California with Kamala's signature on it? You must love your cousin being locked up for no reason under the three strikes law because you're voting for her. You're with her. But if I go there, that's not the truth though. Like, that's how ignorant that is to me. Like, that's how dumb that is. Oh, you must like the fact that she only uses black people for the purposes of her little, oh, I want to act like I'm AKA or whatever in this moment, but I've done nothing to benefit black people my entire career. If anything, I have disproportionately negatively impacted them. And then made sure to put a little cherry on top by marrying an old white man and adopting his white kids. So, like, what are we talking about here? So there's that, but I don't even go there. I'm doing it on the show right now, but I don't go there because I'm like, well, then, so if you're telling me that me saying I would like to vote for a person who wants to close our borders, I'm a social worker. I literally don't have enough money to help people who are Americans in Washington state because of we are a sanctuary state and we got all these immigrants flooding in and we're forced to house them. We're forced to convert hotels and apartments. We're forced to do this stuff. If you come in from wherever you came from, I have plenty of money to house you, get you a Section 8 food, everything. But if you're a
what?
better if you're a veteran or if you're a single American mom that left a DV relationship and now you was the head of household, so you have nothing
What
here to
is
shelter
DV? What is DV?
domestic violence.
Okay,
And
thank you.
you are in that situation, but I can't house you. I got to keep putting you shelter to shelter because I have $3 million to spend on illegal immigrants, and they get to vote, but I don't have any money to help you. I have a problem with that. That bothers me. I'm sorry. I'm not okay with that. How in the hell you going to give me enough money to take care of somebody else, but I can't even take care of my own family? I'm not okay with that. Those are the types of things that I'm not okay with and I'm not going to support. I'm
Right.
not. I have two transgender staff members, okay? And two, they're they them identifying, and they weren't even happy that Joe Biden made Easter transgender day. They're like, "What? Like, what are we doing?" Like, I mean, it's just you're doing all this extra. It's extra. It's just it's this they're not even asking for all that. And my staff knows we don't really talk politics, but they can tell by that I have some conservative values, but we all
Mhm.
hear each other out. I respect them. I say, okay, whatever pronoun you want, I'm gonna respect it. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, come on, man, this is too much extra. I'm not trying to do all that.
I
I'm just
said, I'll sell the fish some water if they want it while being in the ocean. That's what I'm supposed to do.
what?
I'm just saying. That's
Listen,
that's
cowboy.
that's part of the business plan. Shit. I, I mean, I'll sell a snug some salt. I mean, I'm just telling you, whatever make you feel good at this point. I have come to the foregone conclusion that it makes no good sense to try to appeal to people's cognitive
Right,
position
right.
because that's
Yeah, their
not what they
common
deserve.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I
that's
don't. That's why I don't care. Like, I'm like, if you want to sit there and tell me, oh, I did research and I went and did a fossil and there was no flood and there was no Jesus, and okay, all right, perfect. So that's fine. So I guess I'll live in my facade, and at the end of days, we'll find out who was right. Worst case scenario, I go back to being an electronic eon, or I'm in heaven forever. So I feel
beep
like
boop
I'm
beep
okay
boop.
with the decision that I made. Like either I go back to being a random cell that blew up into an explosion, that's how I got here, or I'm in heaven forever. That's how I feel about it. Like it's worst case scenario, I'm right. Like that's you know what I'm saying? So I just people be so mad. Like and listen, I feel like it's again, I said this already, not to be redundant, but I think it's just the influence piece. Because if nobody listened to me, like for you, if you didn't have a show, people probably wouldn't feel obligated to try to convince you of anything. Because they'd be like, oh, well, he has no bandwidth, no one listens, who cares? He's just in there with his, can I buy you a drink background and his little hat and his little stuff, like he's T-Pain or something. Who cares? No one cares, no one's listening. But the fact that people listen to you and you have a following, that's what makes people want to be like, wait, no. Like people literally like you're wasting your talent. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I can't believe you're wasting your talent on them Republicans. Okay, first of all, I was born literally into this, number one. And my sergeant major grandfather probably would have beat me within an inch of my life if he, what are you talking about? So this is what I know. This is the foundation I have. And I was taught to read and research, not go off of who has that sold out Jay-Z concert with Chucks and Pearls. I was told to make educated decisions. And as a result, there are a little more boxes checked on, I guess, quote unquote, one side. Like if I could choose, I would actually be an independent with conservative tendencies. That's really what I would be. I mean, honestly. But unfortunately, where the money and support, there isn't anyone in the middle. There isn't funding wise. It's really the money thing for me. Because if I had the money, I'll be like, okay, I'm an independent with conservative tendencies. Because that's really what I am. Honestly.
Yeah.
So
So this what we're about to do. What the hell they done? And took my stuff down. We gonna feel quick. Hold on. All right. So we're gonna get these people on that other apparatus. Oh, hold on. I didn't fuck that. I gotta put my
apparatus.
settings. Yeah, I gotta get my
Well,
settings
tell
right.
Jennifer I'll come watch it on TikTok. I don't have to be on, but I'll come watch. TikTok
No,
is
no,
where
no,
the
no.
following is anyway.
Well, I mean, if you want to take it there, and we could go co-host there if you want.
Let me see
But
what she said. As U.S. citizens, we have the option to choose what makes us happy, not conform to what should find our happiness. Well, preach it. I like Jennifer.
yeah, we can co-host there if you want. Let's just put my grown folks only. Okay, yeah,
Oh, if
no
it's a grown
kids in
folks
here.
show, let me just stay away from all that.
No. When I say grown folks only, it's just in my settings, I make sure it's 18 and up. So
Oh,
therefore, it will be no foolish shit to happen. My mods all know when I go, they know to go ahead and block that person up out of here because I'm running the longest block party that has ever ran on the site.
that's wonderful.
So
Congratulations.
yeah, big things though that we're doing is August 1st, we're getting a head start on the last quarter, no frivolous spending to stop impulsive purchasing.
Nice.
And we're going to do that all the way to the end of the year. And we're going to come to the table and talk about the pros and cons of it. And people are like, well, how's those cons? Because there's transitions that people have to make. So therefore, there's going to be cons that you can't, even though it's overall a good thing, but there's cons you have to work out. You have to overcome it. Mindsets. And also,
Yes.
we're we're going to be doing a cybersecurity course together as well,
Wonderful.
which is free, and it's also from Google, and we're also going to have one from MIT as well, so
I
people
would
can
love,
get.
I have and I travel around the country doing this. I have an advocacy self defense course that I wouldn't mind even doing at no cost. And basically, I teach people how to navigate systems and services in their state. So if they have, whether like getting through red tape, dealing with, things like case managers and whatever else, if you have, fixed income things, social security, all that kind of stuff, all the stuff they try to tell you, oh, no, you have to do this, you have to do that. I know I'm pretty much well versed in almost every state in the United States of America on these things. And so I teach people how to cut through red tape in all these different governmental systems that are trying to keep us on a plantation. So you have people that want to get independent off the system, or people that want to learn how to hold their, whether it's their case manager or their doctor or whoever, accountable so they can actually move into self-sufficiency. Um, that's what I do. It's one of the things I do. I'm very passionate about that. After 20 years being a single parent, dealing with, welfare on and off and all of that, like I was determined to cut through that system, and I did. So I created an actual curriculum that I do at no cost. Like I'll be in Green Bay in a couple months doing it. I'm San Francisco, and that's what I do. And they bring me to transitional homes. They bring me to different places where I can teach people how to do that and how to tell these people, no, you're not going to keep me in this system forever. I deserve what America has to offer. So there's that.
So for those that are
shameless plug
coming up on TikTok right now, we're on YouTube. I'm having a sensible discussion. Y'all know how I get down with Tasha May. She is the Black Republican, but she's not your typical Black Republican or Republican at all. This woman is more so from a position of mindset and principle versus feelings and fuckery. So the discussion that will be ensued that follows is going to take place on August 4th on T-Max Network. I've been telling y'all to subscribe so y'all don't miss out on what's coming down the line. Shout out to Deep Free Studio. We will be doing so much, but Tasha is definitely going to bring a lot of the political discussion, which is I would encourage everybody to come in and be a participant of it as much as you can, and also come with the mindset of learning and being willing to learn and not for the hype of it. You've been politicked your whole life. You've been talked to about what feels good. You've had all of these politicians give you, oh, we're going to do this and we're going to do that and we're going to do this. And yet your resume can't fall under 80% of efficiency in any job you ever had. So I'm just asking you to hold people's feet to the fire that if it was you on the other end, it would not be that way. They would definitely make you go into a position to say, hey, we're going to pull you because you're not being efficient. And so definitely be in a position to find policies that are going to be more effective for you, particularly learn who are going to be the district members, the councils and senators and mayoral candidates in your areas. Find a way to really get what is going to be more important to you. I would start particularly within my own block, first and foremost, before I worry about the rest of the city. If I live on the south side of town, no disrespect to the north side, but I want y'all to do well, but I live on the south side. And more than likely, I may work on the south side. So if I live, then all my politician situations need to be taken care of where I work and live. I just hope y'all will figure that out one way or another.
Yes.
And stop cutting the feel-good discussions of what any politician, whether if it's red, blue, or green, I guess if that's what the independents have, I don't know. But come to the mindset of
absolutely
having my business plan, being right there and listening to their business plan and see exactly where there's a fit. Could it be a 60-40? More than likely. Could it be a 70-30? More than likely. 80-20? Absolutely. So when it comes down to that, you can configure that, then you have
to realize this is my vote and it's valuable. Before I hand it over to you, I'm going to need something in return. And that's not how y'all viewing votes. Y'all viewing votes with, oh, it felt good. And you get your little sticker, little picture. I voted. And you voted 4 years before that, 2 years before that, 6 years before that, 8 years before that. You voted and you got another sticker. But what did you get? What did your area get? Nothing. Sidewalks are still messed up. Potholes are still in the street. Street lamps still out. Graffiti still on it. No new businesses. No new funding. No new curriculum for the schools or the children. No STEM promotion. So where's the progression for the future?
Can I chime in really quickly?
The floor is yours.
I just want to support what you're saying because it's very important, again, that we operate off of facts over feelings. And in my particular state, there's so much grunting about, they say, oh, they do this and they do that. And when they're saying that, they're talking about the government. So sometimes you have to think realistically. So what I say to the people in my state, I say, so who is they? Well, the government and them. I go, okay, so you do realize in Washington State, we have not had a Republican governor since 1980. That's number one. There is a super majority in the legislature of Democrats in Washington State. So whatever you're mad about and don't like, that's who's actually been doing it. And the only things that have made their way to Washington State from the Republicans are stimulus checks, courtesy of President Bush and President Trump. And you cash them, and that flat screen and lace front are a result of that. So I always like to say, let's talk about the facts. So they're reversing. Like, for example, now Miss Harris, VP Harris, is now all of a sudden, lifting up her thoughts on marijuana. Well, she was a big proponent of being tough on marijuana. Now she's reeling it back. Okay. All these different things. Now she wants to do prison reform. Everyone wouldn't be in prison if you wouldn't have co-signed on the 3 strikes law. And then you enforced it as a prosecutor gladly and excitedly. Okay. So it's like, that's what happens is you have not, even on both sides, I'll just be fair and objective and say that you have to look at who's been doing things in your state. And now they're like, oh, now I have a different stance. No. How is it that President Biden gets to say, I don't want to integrate schools in 1970s because it's going to be a jungle for my kids. But he could just say, I repudiate that and everyone's fine. How is it that he can say, oh, you don't get to be black if you don't vote for me? How does he get to tell me if I'm black or not, but we're okay with it, right? So we need to be thinking about the facts. We need to be thinking about what's actually happened. They're repealing their own laws, whoever side they are. The stuff they put in place, they are repealing to try to look like the hero. And here we are saying, oh, they're doing this and they're doing that, but they did it in the first place. Like, and so in Washington State, that's why I'm only saying this as an example to support what you're saying. Please, I urge you, listeners, you need to actually just set your feelings aside. Set, whatever it is aside, whether it's if you are a white person or whatever you are, and you're pro-Trump, and oh yeah, I just like him because he's white and he's rich. That's stupid. Or it's I'm pro-Kamala because she's black and she's a woman. That's stupid. No, you need to weigh out the facts. You need to actually look at things. Where was your life at? Did you enjoy filling up your gas tank better under the Trump administration or under the Biden-Harris administration? Were groceries cheaper? The day-to-day things that you complain about, what was your life like? I'm not going to say what they were. I know what mine was. I can only speak on me. But you tell me if you enjoy Seattleites paying $5.06 per gallon. You tell me that. You tell me if you like spending $3 per apple. You tell me what you enjoy. You need to look at the day-to-day. So while you're caught up in the theatrics, as you said it very well earlier, the entertainment, the theatrics, the trucks, the pearls, everything else, all that stuff, that's great and that's cute, but what is your day-to-day life? That's how I vote. I literally vote off of the impact, not your intention, not what the hoop dreams and the pipe dreams that you sell me. What is actually happening to me? What's impacting me and my children every day? What is enabling me? Period. Like I'm looking at like, wait a minute, I made more money during this time. Now I don't. But my case manager sure wants to give me more benefits, and now I can be more codependent on the state again. Yay. You know, like, oh my gosh, I can hand down a Section 8 voucher like it's a life insurance policy. Yay. Like, are you serious? You know, so we need to think about actual life. We have to set the feelings aside and look at the facts. I'm not talking about propaganda. I'm not talking about commercials. I don't care if there were people that the good boys or whatever they were called, and the Proud Boys and all these random people, but what was actually happening in your day-to-day life? That's what I want to know. Now, if you're telling me that Proud Boys showed up on your doorstep and tried to hang you and charge you extra tax on your house, okay, fine. Okay. But I know that didn't happen. You know, if you're telling me that you don't have a loved one, you know, you're in California, and I have people I know that I advocate for who are literally, Newsom is releasing all these people that Kamala gladly signed her signature on to take their lives away forever. Right? You know, and so I'm sitting here like, you guys, facts. I mean, come on. Well, how does your impact? You complain about certain stuff every day. So what is impacting that? Follow the money. I tell people all the time, follow the money. Tell me what hits you the hardest, and then follow where it comes from and make your decision after that. That's all I'm going to say. I don't care if it leads you blue, it leads you red, it leads you green, or it leads you purple, or it leads you to Jesus. I don't care. But I want you to find out, okay, I hate this, man. Damn, it cost me $100 to fill up my gas tank. This is crazy. Why is it so high? Follow the money. Follow the policies. Follow it. You follow it. Man, I've been waiting for housing. I've been waiting for this for so long. I'm in a shelter. What's happening? Follow the money. Follow where it's going. Just the facts. I'm not even asking you to agree with me. Just follow it. Follow the money. Your answers will be there, and then make your decisions accordingly. Thank you for letting me say that.
I will go even further than that, because I used to say
Jen said I felt violated. She's awesome.
I used to say follow the money, but then I would say follow the relationships.
Well, the relationships lead to money. And I say only that because when you find out big corporations that are paying money into certain things, and because like in Washington State, right, you can't pay more than $2,400 into a campaign, an individual. So you have these multi-millionaire billionaires that are just like allocating money to all their staff. So all their staff are contributing. They find their ways to do it. So when you follow the money, you find out, oh, they're all employed by Amazon, or they're all employed by this place. That's why I say that. Because ultimately the money is what funds this, whatever side it is that you don't like is happening. And honestly, that's why they don't like Mr. Trump, because even if nobody gave him any money to his campaign, he could still do whatever he wants to do. That's why neither side really likes him, honestly. You know, because he doesn't need to be funded. I mean, yes, he's raising money. It helps because, you know, who wants to spend up their own empire? But he could. And still be fine. If he hates America, he could go buy his own country island and rebuild it himself. That's what makes people upset, because he actually doesn't need the American money, American people's money. He doesn't need they can't buy him, right? And so I'm just saying, when I say follow the money, you find out the actual what's really going on here. You find out what's happening. Okay, oh, this person at the top has this lifestyle. They have all this money, and they want to make sure a person. That's why I say that.
Right.
Whoever can pay gets to play.
Yeah, this is true. So y'all are hearing the voice of Tasha May. Like, give her, what is your @ on TikTok?
Ooh, Kent Washington, Jennifer? What are you? Don't tell me you're a Washingtonian.
What is your @ lady?
Oh, everything is real Tasha May. RealTashamae.
She over here having girl talk with Jen, the new friend.
She's real. Like I'm happy. And she may not even be on the same side of the fence as me, but I appreciate her objectivity.
No, Jen is solid. Jen is solid.
Just being objective.
Jen is solid, yeah. So Tasha May, at Real Tasha May on all platforms, right?
Yes.
Okay. And so maybe we can get her to come and co-host with us, possibly, on TikTok, and we'll have a sensible discussion. Geraldine! But please, by all means, vote with your mind, vote with your observation of actual needs for you and yours in your
Yes.
area,
Yes.
and vote with the intent on getting a return on that vote. It's been far too many times, whether you're left or right, you have freely given away your vote and gotten nothing. It's time to put people's feet to the fire and get something. Uh, a lot of stuff is just, it's like I said, you cannot go and have a job anywhere and not be at 80% efficiency. And they keep you.
Mm.
It's not going to happen. So people have been on both sides. They've been and done absolutely nothing, but they gave you that feel good speech.
Yep.
Oh, we know. One time I was out in Topeka, Kansas, I tell you, and I met this lady. She's an ex-wife. Well, she's a widower of a WW2 vet. Her name is Pamela Johnson. She's here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, 92 years old. She had the courage to come out her house, come sit with us, hear these words. And I'm sitting there looking like, motherfucker, what? That wasn't courage. But that wins people over. Get more out of that place where stories like that haven't even came together move you. Because she's 92 and she's married to a WW2 vet who's passed on. That's life. Her being 92 is also part of life because she continued to keep waking up the next day, God willing. And somehow she's there. Somebody went and picked her up, or she drove herself. One or the other. I'm not hearing the magic either way. And besides, what the hell that's got to do with the textbooks at my kids' school? What the hell that has to do with the jobs in my areas that have been
Thank
declined?
you. Oh my gosh. Preach it, brother. Please preach it.
That have to do with the water in my area that has been tampered with, the processed food, the permission of processed foods
Preach.
sold in my nation. What the hell does any of that have to do with lackluster laws that haven't been beneficial to either party? But yet, it's been really, really, really revenue charge, and it was profit. And I didn't get any of that.
Man, that's real. That is so real. And that is all I want to do in every space that God gives me a platform in, is speak to people using your own brain, whatever direction that takes you, taking a personal inventory of your livelihood. While you're caught up, you're so caught up in all the theatrics, and your life sucks. Like, I don't make that make sense. How is it that my life sucks and I just want to be like, oh, I'm with her or I'm with him? Like, that's stupid. They don't even know your name. They don't know you. They don't know you, and they don't care. Neither side actually cares. They don't.
They don't care.
You are doing yourself a disservice just to vote based off of some personal, fluffy, propaganda-driven reason when they don't care. They don't care. They don't. Like, they just don't. So I'm like sitting here like, you at least do yourself the courtesy of reading what's on the ballot. When you get and if you haven't got a ballot, that means you're not registered to vote. Oh my gosh. Okay, so looking at the ballot and looking at the issues. Yes, I want my son to learn academics. No, I don't want him to learn if he could be a girl or a boy. Who cares? Like, what are we doing? Like, oh, yes, I would like not to have income tax because I'm already taxed enough. But you're over here caught up in chucks and pearls and orange people and toupees that you don't even realize what's happening to you at home. Like, seriously, that's what you're saying. So I'm just like, they don't care. You're caught up in what doesn't matter. You're so caught up in the presidential election that you're going to lose sight of what's happening at home where the power really is. Like, come on, man. Like, man. I just be like, really? You realize the president has nothing to do with this, all the stuff you're mad about. He actually doesn't even have power to implement in our state,
Nope,
like
not
at
at,
all.
not at all.
You're mad. You were so focused on whose outfit was cooler and whose skin was darker that you didn't even pay attention to what the hell's happened in your own neighborhood.
Right,
Like, come on, man.
all right.
The great facade.
At real Tasha May, y'all. At real Tasha May. The black Republican that will shock the hell out of y'all. Because she ain't the typical.
It's all for community. It's all for community.
She ain't the typical. What Jen say? Says, y'all are cooking, surf and turf, loving it. Yo, for those on TikTok, we're on YouTube, TMax_network. But we're about to shut it down. Hopefully Tasha has time to come and join us on TikTok. We can continue such discussions over here and get the workings of the mind, the understandings of what politics is. That's it. America's a business.
Yes.
So become business savvy.
Yes.
You can't do business with feelings. If you haven't figured it out, we can look at all our favorite entertainers, and we've looked back and said, where are they now? Somewhere feeling they didn't feel good enough to read the contracts at the time. So, Tasha, you just got to add an extra one for this profile. But you can come and we can co-host something at TikTok.
What is the T-Max? What is the the tag on TikTok?
It's just added. It's the awesome 11.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Is it
the awesome,
_2 or no?
Yeah, the awesome one. They banned that when me and my wife was talking about taxes. It was hateful behavior.
Lord. All right. Well, I'm gonna come over there.
Who knew?
That's crazy. Banning you for talking about taxes is crazy.
Yeah. I got banned for clearing up a misconception about Atlanta.
That's crazy.
We used to
Not Jen following us to the next platform. Amen.
Yeah. Jen's the homie. Yeah, we used to do history lives. What's up, Dina? What up, Jules? We used to do history lives. And so a lot of the stuff was, going over the Spanish Inquisition. We talked about the Menehunes. We went through all the peace treaties and friendships and peace treaties that none of them shits last ever. I mean,
wow.
They were immediately violated after being drawn up. It's like the ink ain't even fucking dried out, and they up there already doing some foul stuff. So yeah, we went through some stuff on, far as just getting people to have some other discussions that were thought provoking. And I was always open, like, hey D, let's look at this. I'm like, all right, bet. So I'm always in front of the laptop anyway. Let's go at it. Let's see what we can come up with, and not just checking just one source. Let's go through multiple sources and then come to a conclusion, and still have that understanding that we may not have finite conclusion, but more so of an insight than what we did beforehand, because we didn't want to be left with just feelings.
Right.
So.
All right. Well, I'm going to see you on the other side, brother.
Yes. You good people. We appreciate y'all for coming and joining us today. Kind of went where we needed to go. Was waiting on her to get up here because she went through the ring the last time. But
man, that was a very unique experience. Yeah. That's all right though.
So I got to protect my friend.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I gotta protect my friend. So, yeah. So we hear she's gonna come to TikTok, and we'll see her shortly. All right.
All right, y'all.
Y'all have a wonderful night, man. Y'all know what it is. It's the day you never been in before and the day you never be in again. So go ahead and work that thing out. If you did nothing today, do something for yourself. Even if it's just brushing your teeth or washing your face, do something for yourself. Love y'all. See y'all next time. I'm going to have to start getting back into the rhythm of streaming middle of the week on YouTube so we can really get this going. But we over on TikTok now. Later.